Hi everyone. This video is about the meaning of dreams and how I personally interpret my dreams. So first, I think it's best to try to analyze what are dreams and why are we really dreaming. I mean, why don't we just you know uh, lay down asleep and your mind becomes blank and then you wake up after several hours, but instead of that, we are actually dreaming. My point of view, I think we dream because first we have access or we have this higher side of ourselves that we have forgotten about or we have somehow ignored. And when we sleep, I don't think it's what scientists say that you're just sleeping and your subconscious mind is regurgitating what you have your daily experience. But I think it's when you sleep, you are moving into into the shore, the border between this world and the other worlds, and then when you are in that at the edge of the border between these two worlds, you are able to see other things in those other worlds. And when you go in that state, you are in a state where everything becomes unified. So that means there is no really a sense of space or a sense of past, present, and future. Like all are just in one, and they are all in at once. Um, as I was writing my book, I was just receiving this information that there's a point where everything becomes one. For example, your eyes, when you like what you are seeing, the image that comes on your eye, it's upside down. There's a point where everything flips upside down. So at the very center of that point, I think that's when a person is in a dream state. So this other flip side, I think it's the other dimensions and the opposite side of it. I think it's this real life. So in a way, it's a flipping dimension. It's a little hard to explain it without diagram, but basically, I think when you are dreaming, you are raising your awareness to the state where everything is there at once. So as you go higher, you reach a state where you are everything, all is one, and then I mean slightly a little lower. That's where you are able to isolate certain events and certain uh, things, which that's why most of the time the events you might see in the future, they are mostly the ones that excites your emotion. You're not really, I mean, at sometimes you can dream about just ordinary thing. Like for me, sometimes I've lay down and see a scene that is really boring. There's nothing exciting, and a couple of days later you just see exactly the same scene. But most of the time, we see things that excites our emotion, the things that are out of the ordinary. And like in real life, when you are looking, let's say like you're in a mall or in the street, the things that gets your attention are the things that are out of the ordinary. You'll see someone dressing different than the rest of the people. You'll see somebody making a scene, and I think it's the same thing when it comes to dreaming. So I mean, we have kind of clear out what dreams are, and so the reason we dream is really that because we are not really. I mean, we see that we are asleep, but we have really moved ourselves into other dimension. There was somebody once told me there was a couple of scientists. They use this camera to record somebody's. I'm not sure if it was infrared or what kind of frequency. They monitor a person and they notice that when somebody's asleep, they notice something that's like some sort of a radiation, something like a wave that comes out of the body, and it just diminishes into another dimension. So I think that's exactly what it is. It's really that you're moving yourself into another worldly realms, and so that's why it comes to the point that, for example, for myself, I've seen my late grandfather, my former employer. I seen them in my dreams, and basically that's basically my own personal experience. So I can tell you for sure that it's not just visual images that you see. So then it comes to, how do you interpret the meaning of your dreams? Sometimes you may dream of a scene, a weird scene, like you're driving in the street, and then suddenly your vehicle turns into something else, and then you meet this body, they just do this. So for me personally, how I interpret the dream is, there are two ways. Okay, so the first one is writing down about it, because no matter what, no matter how many people tell you that they can interpret your dream, the dream is still about you, because it collects all that you have, all that you know, and then it just represent those messages in terms of symbols. So basically, so in dreams, sometimes something may be communicating with you, from other worldly realm, and sometimes it may be, that you are seeing another scenes. You're seeing something, either in the future. You may dream about your past lives. You may astral project. You may you may encounter other beings that are trying to communicate with you, or your spiritual guides might just be telling you. They might give you warning. I've personally have had some warning, but I never really paid attention to them, and then later I regret, because I know, I'm like, there's no way this is going to happen, but then it just happened. Major events have happened in my life, and I've never really paid attention. I wish I had paid attention to it and acted on it, but maybe sometimes it's a lesson, maybe it's my own ego. But anyway, so the first thing you should do is you write down your dream. So for me personally, whenever I write, I wake up the first time, I just start writing down what I dream about. There's one app called yeah, it's called Dream Journal. I'll put the link in the description below. You can use that one because it's handy. We all use our phones most of the time. So when you wake up, you just pick up the app, and then you start writing down your dreams. So the interesting thing is, whenever I write down my dreams, I get insights. Like, I get exactly what the dream means. So you write down, I was walking on the street, and then I drove my vehicle, and suddenly it wasn't me who was driving the vehicle anymore. So then you realize, oh, it wasn't me who was driving my vehicle. What does my vehicle mean to me? My vehicle, I've worked so hard to get it. So it's kind of like a vehicle, it's your life. And then you realize you're not the one who is driving your vehicle anymore. So it means that maybe you have somehow deviated. You're not really living on your life path anymore. So something else has taken over, and the dream is basically telling you this is what is happening. It's not necessarily telling you, you know, you should go back, but it's just showing you what's happening, and then you are the one who is going to choose, or should I go back and grab and grab the steering and keep and be the driver of my vehicle, which is probably your life. So the key here is to, as you write down, the the insights will just flow in your mind, and when these insights flow, then you realize exactly what the dream means. And it's the same thing even most of the time when somebody tries to tell me about their dream. I would also get the insights. And I notice mostly work for people who I know a little bit, because I can also verify the insights I get. So I think that's the easiest way to interpret the dream. I mean, another way is you can also talk about it. As you talk about it, then you realize you kind of the insights will just keep on unfolding as it goes on and on. And I think this is the best way. I mean, there are many books written about interpreting your dreams, but I think this is the easiest way, because you just know it right in there. You know exactly what's happening. One of the dream I had was I was driving a motorcycle that didn't have brakes, and I was driving with my ex-girlfriend. And the interesting thing is that's what the life was. It's kind of like you're driving too fast with a motorcycle that doesn't have brake, and I was like going down the hill, and I the message was clear. It's really just clear. You're going too fast, and you're probably living a life that you don't really have that control over it. But at the time I took it as it's a flow of life. We don't really have to have control. You just go how it is. You don't have to be the control of everything in your life. But anyways, it turns out that we were taking things too fast, and also we don't really have that much control in the relationship. We let it just flow as it is. But anyway, so it's things like that. You realize that there is whatever it is that is on the other side. It might be your higher self, might be your spiritual guide, but there's really a message behind all these wonderful dreams. But overall, these dreams, they're really it's something that kind of gives you a sense of purpose, that there's something higher than this physical life, that we can also listen uh, and analyze what it's saying. So anyways, I'll put the link of that app, and also I'm gonna put the link of the book that I publish. It's not really related to interpreting your dream, but it's also um, what happened is this book I wrote as an inspiration. So it's not really going to give you the interpretation of your dreams, but it's kind of like an eye opener. So that's why I wrote it down as a story, as a fiction story, because what I realize is, once you put somebody in pressure that this is the truth, this is the reality, then their mind just becomes rigid. They become solid. They want to pay attention. But if something is just a story, you just listen, and whatever inspiration you're gonna get out of it, you're gonna get it. And that's the point of writing that book. So anyways, I'm gonna put both links on the description below, and I would like to hear how you interpret your dreams. And if you want to share your nice dreams, will be nice too. Thank you.